Hello class. Today we will be talking about the invention of a very important device. This instrument was groundbreaking in astronomy and continues to change our perception of the universe around us. The telescope. Astronomers have been improving telescopes to see farther and farther into space for centuries. But first, we must start with the origin of such a monumental invention. Eyepiece makers of the early 1600s noticed that two different types of glass lenses held at a specific distance apart could magnify distant objects. Many people believe Hans Lippershey invented the first telescope. There is debate, however, that Zacharias Janssen was first, especially since they were from the same town in the Netherlands. Jacob Metius also applied to patent his telescope. However, due to the simplicity of the early telescope, the Netherlandic government turned down the patents of all three men. Galileo Galilei, a mathematician, heard of this invention and sought to improve it. His version was able to magnify an object 20 times. He would go on to be known as the father of modern astronomy. Why do the textbooks give him all the glory for the telescope, you might wonder? Galileo was the first person to think of turning such a device towards the sky. The term telescope means far-seeing in ancient Greek. The original purpose of the telescope was to spot enemy ships from far away. People of this time believed that the Earth was the center of the universe. They also believed the heavenly bodies were flawless and revolved around the Earth. Galileo published the Starry Messenger, which included all of his new discoveries. New planets, moons covered in blemishes, and Venus's surprising orbit around the Sun. These new discoveries challenged the beliefs of the Catholic Church and made them very upset. Galileo became an overnight superstar and later discovered the rings of Saturn. Giovanni Cassini of France would later confirm this in the 1700s. The telescope was about to begin a long evolution of improvements and changes that are still occurring today. In the 1650s, the telescope began to get longer and longer, ranging between 15 and 20 feet long in some cases. In the 1660s, telescopes could magnify up to 100 times. However, they were becoming much too long. Some up to 150 feet. Half the length of a football field. The famous Sir Isaac Newton sought to eliminate the refraction of the light spectrum within the telescope in the late 1600s. He replaced the glass lenses with two mirrors and an eyepiece. The first ever reflector telescope was only 6 inches long and worked as well as a 4-foot-long glass telescope. We still use mirror telescopes today. Many more improvements would come before reaching the telescopes of today. We now have several different types of telescopes: optical, radio, infrared, ultraviolet, X-ray, and gamma ray. Less than 100 years ago we discovered other galaxies exist outside the Milky Way. 200 years ago we discovered what a galaxy even was. 400 years ago we thought the Earth was at the center of the universe. Telescopes continue to inspire astronomers, both amateur and professional alike. Each time we look through a telescope, there is a chance of seeing something no one has ever seen before. Astronomy is best defined as a hunger to explore what lies beyond.